Greetings. As a follow-up to my last video, I thought I would take a closer look with you on Quan Chi here in the Mortal Kombat 9 Trilogy Edition mod. And we'll just see some of his bread and butter combos and discuss his special moves and strings and all of their different use cases. Starting with the specials. First of all, his movement's pretty good. His dashing is decent. Now obviously, all the jump attacks in Mortal Kombat 9 are universal, so there's no point in discussing those. And his pokes are alright too. He's got a very good uppercut. And his down one is very quick. 6 frames. So, his special moves, yes. Down back 1. That's the signature rune. If you've played MKX, you're familiar with what this becomes. And you can steer it in 3 directions. We can have it close, mid, or far. It does good damage and it knocks down. On EX, however, it's unblockable, which is how we get the fabled rune trap situation, which is this here. Of course, much nerfed in this game, as you can tell by Sub-Zero's health bar in original MK9 that would destroy you. Now, here, we'll just clean that up a little bit. So, that's the rune. Interestingly enough, the EX rune also bounces, but you can't actually combo from that. It's not possible. I've tried everything. Down back 2 is interesting. It's a standard projectile. It does good damage. It's pretty quick. A bit slow on the recovery though, as you can see there, but that's fine. And if you EX it, it hits mid, does good damage, and is a bit more plus on hit. Now in combos, let's say, oh my goodness. You see there it has a different property, so that's interesting. Now, he also has this, which is Sky Drop. It hits mid. Oh, does 7%. It's unsafe. It's a good teleporting move though, and you can actually steer it, so you can use it to reposition, which is pretty good. Gives some decent mobility, and it's doable in the air. Of course, it's very unsafe. If they block it, you're definitely going to get punished. But if you EX it, it does a lot of damage, and of course, it has some armor. But most importantly, it's mega plus on hit. So what this means is that in some situations, you can end on this to force the opponent into the state where they have to block to start the rune trap, which is quite useful. Especially in the vanilla game, but also here as well, just to close out rounds guaranteed without breaker opportunity for the opponent. Now, down back 4 is his skeletal boost. It gives you one of 2 boosts, either a 12% health regeneration over a few seconds, or a damage boost, which is 33%. It's very slow and it's not safe, so you should only do it during trance. In which case it is safe. Now this move doesn't do any damage, but if you EX it, it does 1% and it drains a whole bar of meter, which is or almost a whole bar, which is pretty damn good. Very powerful. Allows you to deny the opponent lots. Now if you EX skeletal boost, you get both the health and the damage boost, which is pretty nice. That lets you do some very big damage, even effortlessly, while also regaining health, and it gives you that nice purple glow. As for other interesting buttons, oh yeah, Quan Chi has this, which is up 3. It's a very strange overhead that can be special cancelled, which is also a little bit odd, but you know. Mortal Kombat 9 had a lot of interesting character design choices in it, so that can go into the bin of strange moves. Now for his strings, 1-1 is really strong. It's the only thing that can cancel into Sky Drop, successfully, special cancel properly rather. And also it can be used for your anti-airs. Of course, that was a bad example, but well, you get the idea. There we go. You know, however you'd end this, I don't know, but you wouldn't do that, that's for sure, because there's not enough gravity left. You can also use it after certain strings to get an optimized combo, which is quite a bit of damage. Okay. Alright. 112, of course, sends the opponent full screen and is special cancelable into trance, which of course leads to all of your nonsense and your shenanigans. 113 is interesting. It can be special cancelled, but it doesn't link. So I don't really know what this special move is for, but you could do it here, for example. Although that would do less damage. I do know it's safe on block, so that may be what it's good for. It's keeping yourself safe or applying block pressure. Okay, now for strange move, back 1-1. Back 1-1 will send the opponent a little bit away from you, but more importantly, it's special cancelable, and it's useful in his optimized mid-screen damage, which is pretty good. A very nice little circuit. 4-1-2, of course, is this string. Now this string is very strange, but it's a forward advancing mid that has a low at the second hit, and if you finish it with 1+2, you get nice 15% damage and a side change. So side changes are good. Now the interesting thing about this move is that it can actually be used to catch, if you're very good, off of that launcher, which is good. So you can actually do a trance there, which is that launcher. We'll talk about it in a second, but as the mobility. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, but I guess that'll suffice. Basically, you get optimized 37% damage if you connect it off of that, which is pretty good because that means that you can even do the high damage mid-screen off of that strange overhead low starter, which is a knowledge check, but you know, knowledge checks can be useful even if they're gimmicks. Oh, so big. There we go. Alright. Then we have the lovely 2-1-2 string. The 2-1-2 string is what's used in the rune trap. It does decent chip damage, and also it's special cancelable, but it does not link. Now, you did see me do this earlier, which you can do. That's good in a pinch. Now for the 2-1-up-3. The 2-1-up-3 string ends in an overhead, and it can be used for mix-up with the rune, or you can use the rune after it for optimized damage to end your combos post-trance. It's less safe though. And of course, in vanilla Mortal Kombat 9, this string was not special cancelable, and also rune was not a low, so it didn't really have much of a use, so you would never see it. Finally, 2-1-4 deals the highest damage and gives pretty good advantage. So that's a good string too, as an ender after trance. You can call this, and you can do 2-1-4, but it's not the best. It's okay though. Now on back 2, we have back 2-1, which is the volleyball serve. This string is notorious, it's very iconic, and it's a great combo starter, and it leads to very good damage if I don't miss the rune with the wrong input. Then there's back 2-4, which is a splat, high damage. It's safer on block than back 2-1, but back 2-1 is barely punishable anyway, unless you're paying attention. Now on 3, we have back 3-3. Back 3-3 is interesting. It launches, the second hit is a high though, so you can be punished for that. You can do some interesting combos with it as well, but you can just keep it safe with that. And finally, back 3, 1+2 is this very spicy launcher here. That's actually probably the optimized thing to do. Good damage, and it's a knowledge check, and of course they have to block it right. You can do that, that does work, but it's not very punishable, so you can just throw it out there in the neutral, and if you clip your opponent, then you get big damage for no meter, because Quan does really high meterless damage. So I'll actually max out my super meter so I can guarantee the damage boost effect. What's funny is that when I'm playing I hit that pretty consistently, but apparently not when I need to do it for demonstrations purpose. I swear I'm not terrible. Now, obviously, the less hits you do, the less scaling you'll suffer from. So probably, 1-1 itself is 5%. So forward 1-2 would do a little bit more, but it depends on where you do it in the combo, because at a certain point it doesn't matter. And anyway, that's that brief overview of Mortal Kombat 9 Trilogy Edition's Quan Chi character. And I hope you have a wonderful, relaxing day.